eggs, sausage, bacon, and Jolly Farm steak, along with a ton of other toppings. The Burrito Shack in Murray opens up for breakfast at 7 a.m. Monday through Saturday. Try something different for breakfast, or come in for lunch or dinner and build your own burrito at the Burrito Shack in Murray.
Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz is the place to shop for delicious homemade goodness. Hancock's makes their own fresh chicken salad, pimento cheese, salads, and a variety of mouthwatering desserts sure to please your entire family. While at Hancock's, be sure to visit their meat department for the best selection of USDA choice meats in the area. Hancock's Neighborhood Market in Cadiz, hometown homemade goodness, and the Hancock name you know and trust for quality for your family. Hancock's Neighborhood Market on Commerce Street in Cadiz.
1580 103.3 WPKY. Good morning. Time is 8:53. It's about 36. It's warming up a little bit. Not fast enough for me anyway. We're joined this morning by Chase Mitchell, local resident who recently took a mission trip to Haiti. Good morning, Chase.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much for coming. So I talked to, I can't remember, it was like a couple months ago, I talked to Bill Lindsay. Does that name sound familiar to you? Okay, I'm not sure which mission trip you're with, but he was also involved in the Haiti mission trip, and so he told me a little bit about what you do over there when you take one of these trips. The one you took, you said was your 6th trip there.
Yes.
Okay, so when you go to these mission trips, what is the goal? What are you going for? What happens?
Well, first and foremost, we're there to spread the gospel. My team in particular. We do medical missions. So while we're on the ground there, we have basically just like a fast clinic. We have a short amount of time to see hundreds of people, so people are rushing through. We'll have a pharmacy set up. Nurse practitioner Mary James here in Princeton goes with us as kind of the leader of the medical missions, but she organizes everything, and usually I work in the pharmacy, but it's just like a doctor's office. Everything is there. We see people. They get a diagnosis in the short amount of time that they can. Then they come see me at the pharmacy, and after they see me, they'll see a member of the team or someone else, and they'll either sometimes they get rice, or if we have physical possessions, we can give them. But they all get the gospel. That is our main goal. That everyone who comes to see us will also hear about the love of Jesus and that healing power that is far greater than any physical healing that we can give them here.
Now, are you a pharmacist?
No, I'm a pharmacy technician, but even from the first trip in 2010, I was only 15 when I went, but even then I just was drawn to the pharmacy, and that's kind of where I've stuck. So,
are there certain laws in Haiti that do you have to have some sort of license to be able to do this thing?
Mary is our medical supervisor, so she has a license here in the States to prescribe everything, so that license will carry over to Haiti.
Okay.
It consists of antibiotics and antifungal creams, that kind of thing. We're not going into pain management or anything like that. The farthest we go is Tylenol.
Okay.
For short, flu-like symptoms.
And how many people in an average on a day do you see while you're there?
It depends. Depends on how the word travels. We've seen 100. We've seen as much as 400 a day. So I have a time lapse video, and it just looks like little ants going everywhere. But we are running from the minute we hit the ground to. Usually we run out. That's why we have to leave.
How long do the trips usually last?
We do usually week-long trips when 2 of those days are travel time. So for about 4 to 5 days work in Haiti.
And how many people usually go?
From our area, around 5 to 7. Here recently in the past trips, we've been joining a group from Florida and a mission group based out of Gallatin, Tennessee called Mission Discovery, and we go with them. So that's probably about 30 people total on a big trip. This last trip had about 24.
Yeah, I would think to serve 400 people, you'd need quite a few helpers there.
Yeah, it's busy. It's busy.
So this most recent trip did not last very long.
No, it lasted about 24 to 28 hours. So it was a quick trip, to say the least.
So what you're comfortable with, walk me through why this trip got cut short?
This trip started just as any other trip, months before time. We have to get to Florida. So we buy plane tickets and we get to Florida, and then we join that Florida group. And then we charter a company called Missionary Flights International. They have an old cargo plane that's not pressurized, and it takes us to Haiti. And so that is nice, but everything up to that point was normal. We did feel a little uneasy, how sometimes things just don't add up, but we thought it was some nerves or something, or Satan trying to, discourage us from going. So we pushed through it, and we got to Haiti. The night before we left, I saw on the U.S. Embassy's website that there had been some unrest and there had been some riots and protesting scheduled for the Thursday that we would arrive. And riots and protesting is one thing, but to see them go violent is another thing altogether. So we went down there. We got off the airplane. We were sitting in the airport for a longer period of time than normal. We weren't being told a whole lot of things, except we were waiting on the passenger to get there with our rental vans. I mean, Haiti traffic is horrendous on a good day. So that didn't set too uneasy with us, but they finally got there. We got in the vans, and then we made it to, you go straight out of the airport, and then you come to an intersection, just a T intersection. And we turn left to go to our hotel. We couldn't see around the corner what was going on, but we just knew the vans had stopped and the Haitian pastor had gotten out. And on the corner we saw some armed policemen on the side, which they're highly outnumbered anyway, so there's not much they can do. But we didn't know we would need them. But
is it normal to see armed policemen when you get there?
Yes, yes and no. You'll see them every now and then, but not as just a standing presence. Usually they're just traveling or something. In 2010 and the following years, we saw a lot of UN presence, but they have since kind of pulled out, and they're not as heavy there right now. But so we waited there at that intersection for, I say, a good 20 minutes, 20, 25 minutes, just sitting there. No one was telling us anything. And then the pastor gets in the vehicle and says, "Let's go." Of course, that's the front vehicle. We're in the second. And so we start going, and it just goes downhill from there. We find out later that we are going through a roadblock, which that's a number one no-no not to do in Haiti, is go through a roadblock, but he thought he had secured escorts through money to guide us through it. There had been a riot there earlier that day, and that was gone, but the people were still mad. So they see two vans with 24 white Americans were driving through there, and with all kinds of luggage on the top, and they saw us as a target. So we got about 20 feet in, and it just started, people started throwing rocks at us, eventually busting our windshields of the van. We had to kind of go off the road and drive on what I compared to just the beach. The ocean is right there, but there's this flat, more of a gravel spot that we could drive on. So we had to go off road and try to get away from them. And then, people were standing in front of us with large knives trying to get us to stop. And eventually, we did see a gun was pulled. And we passed, and then we heard some things, but we like to think that was just a big rock hitting the van and not a gun going off. But all this was going on and unfolding before our eyes, and you just had to crouch down because you didn't want one of those rocks to come in, and especially or someone come in and grab you. But it all lasted just 10 minutes. It felt like it lasted an hour, but it was just 10 minutes of pure chaos and just fear for your life. We've never experienced anything like that. This was my 6th trip. I've never seen anything like that. And someone has gone, that was like their 20th trip to Haiti. And all that time, they've never seen anything like that. But then also, Haiti's never been in this situation of economic and just poverty either. So we finally made it to the motel, and there we decided that it was time to go home. We have to travel that same road every single day to get to our mission sites. So if it were to clear up, that doesn't mean it'll be clear the next day. So we made the decision to come home, and luckily the owner of the motel knew a Haitian senator, and they secured a police escort for us the next day. By then the people had left. It had rained all night. I just know that was a godsend, because it rained all night and put out all the fires that they had put on the road and kind of made them go in and cool off. So we made it to the airport and then made it home. Thank the Lord.
Yeah. And I can't imagine how scary that would have been. And I'm really glad that you're here to talk about that today.
Us too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure your family was happy to see you home.
Yes. It's hard to describe. We still have the desire to go back. Most of us do, but we're going to have a break for now, and Haiti is going to have to cool off, and they're going to have to, their government will have to get it together in order for it to be safe for any mission trip to be down there. We fly into Cape Haitian, which is on the northern part of Haiti, kind of close to the Dominican Republic, but a lot of your mission teams fly into Port-au-Prince, which is their capital, and that is where the epicenter of all this is taking place, is in Port-au-Prince. And it's extremely dangerous. We get embassy alerts, and the embassy is sheltering in place right now because it's not even safe for them to travel, really even within the compounds. They need to stay inside.
Wow, okay. So you felt like when you knew there was some unrest going on, but you felt like it was all in the place where you weren't going to be.
Yes, usually it is. Very rarely will it really spread out. You'll have small spots here and there, but the majority of people are located in Port-au-Prince. But Cape Haitian is the second largest city in the country. So usually if something happens in Port-au-Prince, it happens on a much smaller scale in Cape Haitian, but never to the violent extreme that it happened today or on Thursday.
I see. Chase, I appreciate you sharing your story, and you said you will go back. I was going to ask you that. Like you said, take a break. Are you thinking you just watch the news and see when it sounds safe? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, the thing to remember is that this does not reflect the entire country of Haiti. This is not everyone in Haiti. This is a small group of people, although on thousands and thousands of people scale, but it's still small compared to the whole people of Haiti. This is not the majority. After we made it through what we did and we got to a stopping place to kind of retie the bags on their roof, the people were coming up to us, and you could see their faces and see the sorrow. And someone, Mary can speak some Haitian, so she was kind of translating, saying, look what they've done. They did this to us. And actually one lady hit the windowsill and had a big laceration on her head. So they were looking at her saying she's hurt, and they were ashamed of what had happened. And this is not an issue that's going to go away overnight either. What Haiti is going through is strongly related to what's going on in Venezuela, I believe. But not Venezuela. My mind's going blank.
That's okay.
But anyway.
It's related to other things.
Yeah, going on to another foreign affairs. Well, Haiti gets this discounted fuel, and it's at a 60-40 ratio. They pay 60% of the fuel costs, and 40% is supposed to be gone back into the Haitian government and for infrastructure. Well, that's been embezzled, needless to say, for the past several years. So all this money that's supposed to be going back into Haiti is not going into Haiti. And now what's going on overseas is very much affecting what's going on in Haiti. So that is not going to go away overnight. When you're dealing with foreign affairs, it's going to take a lot of work, and it's going to take a lot of effort on the government's part. So we just got to wait it out and see what happens.
Okay. Chase, I appreciate it. I mean, I know this is still raw for you, so I do appreciate you coming today and talking to us and letting us know what's going on and what to expect and what not to expect. And And I appreciate that it has not deterred you. And hopefully, you know, others listening can say, yeah, you know, we see what he's saying. We'll give it a shot.
Yeah, I know First Baptist was supposed to go on Friday, I believe, and I know they've canceled, but I don't want this to discourage them from going.
Right.
There's still a great need to spread the gospel in Haiti, and now even more so.
Right.
But God also gives us common sense too.
Mm-hmm.
He will protect us, but we have to use our mind as well.
Sure. Thank you so much for coming in this morning, Chase Mitchell. And you know, just if you're planning to go to another country, you just do your homework, know what's going on, and be careful.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950, we're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton. Here's your